So hello everybody, we are solving paper of NEET 2020. So let us begin with the physics part. For which one of the following Bohr model is not valid? So it is valid for one electron system. So in this case, singly ionized helium atom is the one in which the Bohr model cannot be applied. Let us move to the next problem. The ratio of contributions made by the electric field and the magnetic field components of the intensity of an electromagnetic wave is. So if we are talking about the electromagnetic wave, then if I tell you the formulation, which is not needed right now, but then also if I write the average value, it is 1 by 4 times of epsilon naught E naught square plus the other part is 1 by 4 times of mu naught B naught square, and both these component provide equal distribution. That is, the electric energy density is equal to the magnetic energy density. So if the electric energy density and magnetic energy density is equal, then the answer is 1 is to 1 for this particular problem. We are moving with option B. Let us move to the next problem. The Brewster's angle IB for an interface should be. So if we talk about this, then in this case, option C is correct. Option C is correct. So if we take an example, then for air glass interface, it is equal to 56 degree. So if you remember this also, then you will chop out these two answers, and then you will reach here. So option C is correct in this particular case. Let us deal with the next problem. A cylinder contains hydrogen gas at a pressure of 249 kilopascal and temperature 27 degrees Celsius. Its density is. So over here we are using our working formula is Pm equal to rho RT. So if we will be using this expression, then from here I can write that density is equal to Pm by RT. So if we start substituting the values over here, so we can write it as that pressure is equal to 249 kilopascal, that is into 10 to the power 3 upon 8.3, that is given. The temperature must be in Kelvin, so it is equal to 300, and the gram molecular weight can be written as 2 kg per kilomole. So 2 kg per kilomole, that is we divide by 1000 over here, and the answer that we obtain from here is 0.2 kg per meter cube. So in this particular problem, option B is correct. So we are going with alternative B, that is 0.2 kg per meter cube. Let us deal with the next problem. A ray is incident at an angle of incidence I on one surface of a small angle prism and emerges normally from the opposite surface. If the refractive index of the material of the prism is mu, then the angle of incidence is nearly equal to. So if I draw a quick diagram, so if we talk about the prism, then it is somewhat like this, having angle of prism A. There will be a certain angle of incidence followed by a angle of emergence. Now according to the problem over here, if I use this formulation, the working formula is mu is equal to sine of A plus D by 2 upon sine A by 2. So we are using this formulation, and if you remember, we can write that delta is equal to I plus E minus A. So if I put it over here, so we get it as sine of A plus delta can be written as in this way upon sine A by 2. So over here we chop this out, and the value of E is equal to 0. Why? Because the problem is stating that it emerges normally from the opposite surface. So if it is emerging normally from the opposite surface, so value of E is equal to 0. So this is reduced to mu sine A by 2 is equal to sine I by 2. Now for small angles, now if I use the small angle approximation which the question is talking about, so I can write it as mu A by 2 is equal to I by 2, that is mu A equal to I. So for this particular problem, if you look at the option, then third alternative is correct, that is mu A. Let us move to the next problem. Problem number 6. Two cylinders A and B of equal capacity are connected to each other via a stopcock. A contains an ideal gas at standard temperature and pressure. B is completely evacuated. The entire system is thermally insulated. The stop is suddenly opened and the process is. So if I go with this, I say that the process is adiabatic in nature. Now, obviously the question is raised why. So you can solve it using one simple statement. Every fast process is an adiabatic process and every slow process is an isothermal process. Because the duration of time will not be so large that heat exchange can take place, and moreover the system is thermally insulated. So we say that the process is adiabatic in nature. Let us move to the next problem. Problem number 7. The energy equivalent to zero point 0.5 gram of a substance. So this is based on the simple formula E equal to delta mc square. So if we use this, we can put the value equal to zero point 0.5 gram and convert it into kg, that is divided by 1000 into c square, 3 into 10 to the power 8 square. So the answer will be falling in joule. So over here we attain a value equal to 4.5 into 10 to the power 13 joule. So for this particular problem, we say that alternative B is correct, 4.5 into 10 to the power 13 joule. Let us move to the next problem. A body weighs 72 Newton on the surface of Earth. What is the gravitational force on it at a height equal to the half the radius of the Earth? So if I consider it from scratch, so I can consider the problem like this, that this is Earth having a mass me and radius equal to re, and a person is standing over here m. So the weight is written as, which is original weight, is g mem upon re square. Now the problem is saying it goes to a height equal to half the radius of the Earth. So now the distance from the center is equal to g mem upon re plus re by 2 whole square. So the value turn out to be g mem upon 3 re by 2 whole square. So that is, we attain a value equal to, that the new weight is equal to 4 by 9 of g mem by re square. So 4 by 9 times of g mem re square. So this is the original value. So I can write it as that over here, that the new weight is equal to 4 by 9 times the original weight, and that is equal to 4 by 9 into 72. So the value is equal to 32 Newton. So for this particular problem, B option is correct, that is 32 Newton. Let us move to the next problem. The solids which have the negative temperature coefficient of resistance are. Now in this problem, we can say that it is applicable for insulators as well as semiconductors, because plastic and rubber also give us the negative temperature coefficient. But at the same time, if you consider the answer from NCRT, then in that particular book, we have a graph given over there. So in that particular graph, so a variation of gallium arsenide is given for current with voltage, which looks somewhat like this. And we say that in this other part of the graph, which is this one, this is the negative resistance region. So if we consider insulators, and for insulators the value of negative temperature coefficient is found in case of plastic and rubber. So our answer will be insulators and semiconductors, although semiconductors will maybe a correct choice. Let us move to the next problem. Problem number 10. The phase difference between displacement and acceleration of the particle in a simple harmonic motion is pi radian. I don't think I need to explain this, but then also if you are looking for an answer, A is equal to minus omega square x. So with this only, the idea is clear, that A is equal to minus of x, that is it is anti-parallel or having an angle of pi radian. Or if you wish to understand it in terms of geometric, so I can say, if we write it as minus mu square x can be written as A sine omega t, then I will introduce a phase of pi over there to express it in terms of A sine omega t. So the value of phase difference between displacement and acceleration is pi radian. So we are dealing with problem number 11. A screw gauge has a least count value equal to 0.01 millimeter, and there are 50 divisions. So I am writing the total number of circular scale division is equal to 50. So there is 50 circular scale division. We are asked pitch of the screw gauge. So the formulation is least count is equal to pitch by circular scale divisions. So from here if we calculate the value of pitch, then it is equal to least count into circular scale division. And if we do this, it is equal to 0.01 into 50. And we attain a value equal to 0.5 millimeter. So for this particular problem, option C is correct. Let us move to the next problem. In a guitar, two strings A and B made of the same material are slightly out of tune and produces beats of frequency 6 Hz. When tension in B is slightly decreased, the beat frequency increases to 7 Hz. If the frequency of A is 530 Hz, then the original frequency of B will be. So now over here, according to the first condition, two possibilities are there. That is Fa minus Fb is equal to 6 Hz, or Fb minus Fa is equal to 6 Hz. Now over here the problem is saying when the tension is slightly decreased. Now V is equal to root over T by mu. So if we decrease the tension, the velocity decreases, and so is the value of frequency. The frequency of B will decrease. So if frequency of B will decrease, then it is certainly that the difference between them must increase. So if the difference between them must increase, then this equation is valid and this equation is not valid, because according to this equation the difference must decrease. So over here I can write that Fa minus Fb is equal to 6 Hz is the valid equation. And from here if I say that frequency of A is 530 minus Fb equal to 6. So if we subtract, we get Fb is equal to 530 minus 6, that is equal to 524 Hz. So for this particular problem, 524 Hz, that is option B, is correct. Let us move to the next problem. In problem number 13, it is asked two particles of mass 5 kg and 10 kg respectively are attached to the two ends of a rigid rod of length 1 meter with negligible mass. The center of mass of the system from the 5 kg particle is nearly at a distance of. So if we consider this problem, we say that there is a 5 kg mass connected with a light rod to a 10 kg mass, and the separation between them is equal to 1 meter. So if I fix the coordinate system attached with a 5 kg mass, and then if I talk about this coordinate, then it is equal to 1, 0. So position of center of mass is equal to 10 into 1 upon m1 plus m2, that is 15. So it is equal to 10 by 15 meter, which if we multiply by 100 will get the answer in centimeter. It is coming out to be 66.67 centimeter and is roughly equal to 67 centimeter. Let us move to the next problem. Problem number 14. Find the torque about the origin when a force 3 j cap Newton acts on the particle whose position vector is 2 k cap meter. So now if we use the formula for torque is equal to R cross F. So the only thing that we need to do is we solve this cross product, that is equal to 2 k cap cross 3 j cap, and the value that we obtain over here is equal to minus 6 I cap Newton meter. So the answer is option C, that is minus 6 I cap Newton meter. So for question number 14, option C is correct. Let us move to the next problem. Problem number 15. Light with an average flux of 20 watt per centimeter square falls on a non-reflecting surface at a normal incidence having surface area of 20 centimeter square. The energy received by the surface during the time span of 1 minute is. So if we consider this, we say that the value of phi is equal to 20 watt per centimeter square and the area is equal to 20 centimeter square. So I can say that the power which is due to the incident light is equal to 20 into 20, and the answer will be in watt. So it is equal to 400 watt. So if I talk about the energy, then it is equal to power into time t. So 400 watt into a time span of 1 minute, that is 60 seconds, and the answer will be in joule. So over here on solving we obtain a value equal to 24 into 10 to the power 3 joule, that is option C is correct. So for 15 number problem, option C is correct. Let us move to the next problem. Problem number 16. A spherical conductor of radius 10 cm has a charge of 3.2 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb distributed uniformly. What is the magnitude of electric field at a point 15 cm from the center of the sphere? So if we calculate the magnitude of electric field at the center of the sphere, then it is equal to kq by r square. So the value can be written as k, that is 9 into 10 to the power 9, charge which is uniformly distributed 3.2 10 to the power minus 7, upon the distance which is equal to 15 centimeter. So radius of the sphere in this particular problem is immaterial. We are not using that particular value. And on solving, we obtain it as equal to 1.28 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per Coulomb. That is the option 1.28 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per Coulomb. Option B is correct. Let us move to the next problem. In problem number 17, it is asked in a certain region of space with volume 0.2 meter cube, the electric potential is found to be 5 volt throughout. The magnitude of electric field in this region is. So this line itself is suggesting that it is an example of an equipotential surface. And if it is an example of equipotential surface, then the magnitude of electric field must be 0. So for problem number 17, option A is correct. That is the electric field strength in this region is equal to 0. Let us move to the next problem. The increase in the width of the depletion region in a PN junction diode is in case of reverse bias only. So in case of reverse bias, the width or the depletion layer increases in width, and in case of forward bias, the depletion region decreases in width. So in this particular problem, reverse bias is the correct answer. So option B is correct. Let us move to the next problem. It is asking a 40 microfarad capacitor is connected to a 200 volt 50 hertz AC supply. The RMS value of the current in the circuit is near. So for this particular case, we are saying that the capacitance is equal to 40 microfarad and it is connected to 200 volt supply. So it is implying that this value is equal to ERMS. So ERMS is equal to 200 volt and the frequency is equal to 50 hertz. So from here we can write that omega is equal to 2 pi f, that is equal to 100 pi second to the power minus 1, and we can say that I RMS is equal to E RMS upon reactance of the capacitor, that is 200 upon 1 by omega c. So omega is equal to 100 pi into 40 microfarad, that is 10 to the power minus 6, and the value will be in ampere. It is coming out to be 2.51 ampere. So we are going with option C, that is 2.5 ampere. So for this particular problem, option C, that is 2.5 ampere is correct. Let us move to the next problem. Problem number 20. The mean free path of a gas with molecular diameter d and number density n can be expressed as. So for this particular problem, we have to do nothing. We just have to remember the formula, and that is equal to 1 by root 2 n pi uh, d square. So in this particular case, option B is correct. So we are moving with option B for this particular problem. So we are dealing with problem number 21 for transistor action. Which of the following statements is correct? So in this problem, the problem is asking us about the comparison between the size of the base emitter and collector and the doping level which is it is subjected to. So over here, one thing can be remembered, that the collector is moderately doped, base is lightly doped, and emitter is heavily doped. So this must be kept in mind. And the next thing is that the base region is very thin. So it is approximately of the size 1 micrometer and is thinner than the other two regions, that is the collector and emitter. So based on this, option D is correct, that the base region must be very thin and lightly doped. Let us move to the next problem. Light of frequency 1.5 times the threshold frequency is incident on a photosensitive material. What will be the photoelectric current if the frequency is halved and intensity is doubled? So if we halve the value of frequency, then the value of incident light will become lesser than the value of work function and no emission of photoelectrons will take place. So no emission of photoelectrons will take place, and hence we say that the answer is 0. So for problem number 22, option D is correct. That is, answer is 0. Let us move to the next problem. When a uranium isotope 92U235 is bombarded with a neutron, it generates krypton 3689 then and 3 neutrons. And along with it, what is liberated? So if I write equation for it, so I can write it in this way, that 92U235 is bombarded by a neutron and then it produces krypton, that is 3689 plus X, which we don't know about, and 3 neutron. So if we go with this, the sum of the superscript and the sum of the subscript must be same on the either side of the reactant and product. then we end up getting 56 and 144, which is for barium. So it is applicable for barium, and moreover this equation is very popular and is often remembered by the aspirants. So for this particular problem, option A is correct, that is BA 56 144. Let us move to the next problem. The energy required to break one bond in DNA is 10 to the power minus 20 joules, and the value in electron volt is nearly. So if we go with this expression that 1 electron volt is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule, or the reverse is also true, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule is 1 electron volt. So from here we can say that 10 to the power minus 20 joule is equal to 10 to the power minus 20 upon 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 electron volt, and on solving we obtain a value equal to 0.0625 electron volt. That is, for this particular problem, option C is correct, 0.06 electron volt. Let us move to the next problem. Two bodies of mass 4 kg and 6 kg are tied to the end of a massless string. The string passes over a pulley which is frictionless. The acceleration of the system in terms of acceleration due to gravity is. So for this one, I can say that the weight over here is equal to 6g, which is balanced by a tension T, and over here is 4g, over here also T is acting, and then the value is acceleration in the downward direction and in the upward direction. So if we write individual equations, we can write it as 6g minus T is equal to 6a, and for the other one is T minus 4g is equal to 4a. So we are applying F net for each block, and we can write it as 2g is equal to 10a, or a is equal to g by 5 meter per second square. So for this particular problem, option C, that is g by 5 meter per second square, is correct. Let us move to the next problem. A wire of length L, area of cross section A, is hanging from a fixed support. The length of the wire changes to L1 when a mass M is suspended from its free end. The expression for Young's modulus is. So over here we are using the expression that delta L is equal to FL upon YA. Now this value of delta L can be written as L1 minus L, which is equal to F, that is equal to mg, original length L upon YA. So the value of Young modulus can be written as mgl upon L1 minus L into area A. So for this particular problem, we are saying that option 4 is correct, that is mgl upon L1 minus L into A. Let us move to the next problem. Problem number 27, the average thermal energy for a monoatomic gas is, so it is very simple, 3 by 2 kBT. That is, option B is correct. It is a known formula, 3 by 2 kBT. Let us move to the next problem. Which of the following graph represents the variation of resistivity with temperature for copper? So for this we are going with this third one. It is from the NCERT text. So we are going with this that the graphical variation of rho with T for a copper wire is in this way. Rho with the temperature variation is something like this. Let us move to the next problem. So in this particular problem, it is asked the color coding of a resistance is given below, that is yellow, violet, brown and gold. So for this one, the answer is 470 ohm, 5%. That is option D is correct. Let us move to the next problem. In the Young's double slit experiment, if the separation between the coherent sources is halved and the distance of the screen from the coherent sources is doubled, then the fringe width becomes. So if we go with the working formula, we write it as beta is equal to d lambda by small d. So this one is the original one. Now the new one is equal to in which the distance is doubled from the screen and this is halved. So it will become 4 times of d lambda by small d. That is, it becomes 4 times. So third option is correct, that is 4 times. Let us move to the next problem. The capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor with air as medium is 6 microfarad. With the introduction of a dielectric medium, the capacitance becomes 30 microfarad. The permittivity of the medium is. So for this particular problem, the first thing that we do is we calculate the dielectric constant. So dielectric constant is equal to 30 by 6, that is equal to 5. Now if we calculate the permittivity of the medium, so I can write it as that the permittivity of the medium is 5 into 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12, and the value that we obtain is equal to 0.44 into 10 to the power minus 10 Coulomb square Newton minus 1 meter to the power minus 2. That is, it is matching with option C. So for problem number 31, option C is correct. Let us move to the next problem. Dimensions of stress is, this one is a very easy problem. So stress is force upon area. For force we can write it as mlt to the power minus 2 upon area, that is L square. So we get ml minus 1 t to the power minus 2. That is the fourth option is correct for this particular problem, ml minus 1 t to the power minus 2. Let us move to the next problem. Assume that the light of wavelength 600 nanometer is coming from a star. The limit of resolution of a telescope whose objective has a diameter of 2 meter is. So for this one we write that delta theta is equal to 0.61 lambda by d. So over here I can write it as 0.61 lambda. If we convert it in meter, that is 600 into 10 to the power minus 9 upon the value of d over here must be written as of r, that is a. So we write over here equal to 1 meter. So over here we put a radius, not diameter. So 0.61 lambda by d. So if we substitute this value, we obtain a value equal to 366 into 10 to the power minus 9 radian, that is equal to 3.66 into 10 to the power minus 7 radian, and is equal to option A. So for this particular problem, option A is correct. Let us move to the next problem. A series LCR circuit is connected to an AC voltage source. When L is removed from the circuit, the phase difference between the current and the voltage is pi by 3. If instead C is removed from the circuit, the phase difference is again pi by 3 between the current and voltage, then the power factor of the circuit is. So for this, it is important that you understand that if we only say about so over here we are considering that if it is only an RC circuit, then the R and C, that is equal to 1 by omega C, is making an angle of 90 degree, and the resultant is over here making pi by 3 in this sense. And in the other one, when we remove the capacitor, that is only inductor is connected, so this time the R and the reactance of inductance, that is equal to omega L, will be like this, and the net impedance is making an angle of pi by 3 from resistance in this sense. So from both this diagram it is clear that 1 by omega C is equal to omega L. So if both of them are correct, then if L, C, R are connected in series, then the impedance will be equal to R, and the power factor angle is equal to 0, and power factor value, that is equal to cos 0, is equal to 1. So for this particular problem, answer C is correct, that is 1. Let us move to the next problem. A short electric dipole has a dipole moment of 16 into 10 to the power minus 9 coulomb meter. The electric potential due to the dipole at a point at a distance of zero point 0.6 meter from the center of the dipole situated on a line making an angle of 60 degree with the dipole axis is given. So if we consider this one, the working formula is potential is equal to Kp cos theta by r square. So based on this, we write it as 9 into 10 to the power 9 P, that is equal to 16 into 10 to the power minus 9 upon r square, that is zero point 0.6 square into cos theta, that is half. So from here we attain a value equal to 200 volt. So for this particular problem, option B is correct, that is 200 volt. So we are beginning with problem number 36. An iron rod of susceptibility 599 is subjected to a magnetizing field of 1200 ampere per meter. The permeability of the material of the rod is. So it is given as mu is equal to mu r times mu naught. That is it is equal to 599 into 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7. So if we calculate the value, it is coming out to be 2.4 pi into 10 to the power minus 4 Tesla meter ampere to the power minus 1. That is option A is correct for this particular problem. Let us move to the next problem. A long solenoid of 50 centimeter length having 100 turns carries a current of 2.5 ampere. Then the magnetic field at the center of the solenoid is. It is given by the simple working formula mu naught Ni, where N is turned per unit length. So 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7, small n is turned per unit length, that is 100 upon length, that is 50 by 100 in meter, into the value of current, that is 2.5 ampere. So if we solve for this particular problem, we attain a value equal to 6.28 into 10 to the power minus 4 Tesla. That is, it is matching with option A. So 6.28 into 10 to the power minus 4 Tesla is the correct answer. Let us move to the next one. A charged particle having drift velocity equal to 7.5 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter per second in an electric field of strength 3 into 10 to the power minus 10 volt per meter You have to find the mobility. So the value of mobility is equal to Vd by E. So that is 7.5 into 10 to the power minus 4 upon 3 into 10 to the power minus 10, and we attain a value equal to 2.5 into 10 to the power 6. That is, it is equal to option 2. So 2.5 into 10 to the power 6 meter square volt minus 1 second minus 1 is the correct answer for mobility in this particular problem. Let us move to the next problem. The quantities of heat required to raise the temperature of the two solid copper sphere of radius R1 and R2, where R1 is equal to 1.5 times R2 through 1 Kelvin, are in the ratio. So if we consider that both are copper, so we say that the density for both of them is same, and the volume is given by V is equal to 4 by 3 pi RQ. Now the value of heat energy that is required to raise the temperature is equal to mc delta theta. So now if we compare the two, then the value of a specific heat capacity and the change in temperature is same. So we can directly compare the masses, that is density into 4 by 3 pi R1 cube upon density into 4 by 3 pi R2 cube. So if we compare this, we get a value equal to R1 by R2 cube, and R1 is equal to 1.5 times of R2 upon R2 times cube. So if we solve this out, we attain a value equal to 27 by 8. So for this particular problem, option A is correct, that is 27 by 8. Let us move to the next problem. An electron is accelerated through a potential difference of V volt. If the de Broglie wavelength for the electron is 1.227 into 10 to the power minus 2 nanometer, then the potential difference is. Now the result which we remember is equal to that lambda for electron, the de Broglie wavelength, is equal to 12.27 upon root V in angstrom. So we are converting everything in SI unit, that is meter, and we put it as over here equal to 1.227 10 to the power minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 9 meter, which is equal to 12.27 into 10 to the power minus 10 upon root V. So from here, if we solve for root V, we attain root V is equal to 10 to the power 2, and hence V is equal to 10 to the power 4 volt. So for this particular problem, 10 to the power 4 volt, that is D alternative, is correct. Let us move to the next problem. Taking into account of the significant figure, what is the value of 9.99 meter minus 0.0099 meter? So for this particular problem, if we perform a simple subtraction over here, so we attain a value equal to 9.9801. Now since over here there is only up to 3 significant digits, so we will restrict our answer to 9.98. So on the idea of a significant figure, the correct alternative is option B, that is 9.98 is the correct answer. Let us move to the next problem. A stone is thrown vertically downward with a velocity of 20 meter per second, that is initial velocity is equal to 20 meter per second, from the top of a tower, and it hits the ground after some time with a velocity equal to 80 meter per second, which is final velocity. Taking g as 10 meter per second square, we are asked to calculate the height of the tower, that is h. So if we apply the formulation v square equal to u square plus 2as, we will end up getting the value equal to 80 square is equal to 20 square plus 2 into 10 into h, and from here we attain a value equal to h equal to 300 meter. So for this particular problem, option D, that is 300 meter, is the correct answer. Let us move to the next problem. So we are dealing with problem number 43. A capillary tube of radius r is immersed in water and the water rises in it to a height h. The mass of the water in the capillary is 5 gram. Another capillary tube of radius 2r is immersed in water. The mass of water that will rise in this tube is. So if we consider this problem, then the weight is going to be equal to the pi r square h. This is volume into density into g. So if we compare the two aspects, so we can say that the original upon the newer one will be written as pi r original square h original rho g upon pi r new square h new rho g. So this parameter of rho g remains same, and we are not comparing this out over here. So if we compare this value, so we say that the capillary height is equal to 2t cos theta upon r dg, and hence we can say that original weight is proportional to pi r square h. Now this new height is written as 2t cos theta upon 2r dg, and hence this new weight is proportional to pi 4r square because of 2r square into h nu, and hence I can write that wn upon w naught can be written as pi r square 4 times of h nu, that is equal to 2t cos theta upon 2r dg divided by of 2t cos theta pi r square r dg. So from here we get the value equal to 2t cos theta cancel out, r dg cancel out, pi r square cancel out, and we attain a value equal to 2. So the new weight is equal to twice the original weight, it is equal to 10 gram. So for this particular problem we say that option C, that is 10 gram, is correct. Let us move to the next problem. A resistance wire connected in the left gap of a meter bridge balances a 10 ohm resistance in the right gap at a point which divides the bridge wire in the ratio 3:2. If the length of the resistance wire is 1.5 meter, then the length of 1 ohm of the resistance wire is. So for this one we are considering something like this, that this is going to be the meter bridge arrangement. So this is the rough diagram which we are considering over here, connected with a galvanometer. That is, this one is X, that is not known, this value is equal to 10 ohm and the ratio is 3:2. So from balance Wheatstone bridge condition I can write that X by 3 is equal to 10 by 2, that X is equal to 15 ohm. Now I write that resistance R is equal to rho L upon A, and we say that it is equal to 1.15 ohm, that is, so if we put the value we say that it is equal to, rho is not known, length is equal to 1.5 meter upon A is equal to 15. So from here we can say that rho by A is equal to 10. Now the problem is asking us what is the length of the wire that will give us a resistance equal to 1 ohm. So I can say that resistance is equal to rho L naught upon A. So the resistance requirement is 1 ohm. Rho by A is 10 into L naught. So from here I can say that L naught is equal to 1 by 10. That is equal to 10 to the power minus 1 meter. That is, option B is correct for this particular problem. Let us move to the next problem. The last problem for our session. So in this particular logic gate we have to find the correct alternative. So in this we can say that by drawing a simple truth table diagram we say that option A is correct. So option A is correct for this particular truth table diagram. So with this we come to an end of the solution of NEET 2020.